Hey guys, Felicia here. Before we start the show, I want you to do me a quick favor. Can you hit that like button? Can you hit that subscribe button? Can you leave me a written review? If you've been listening to this show, you love this show. If you've had a coaching session with me and you rocking with me and this show has helped you, please let the people know. Please write a review. This helps other people know about the show. Also, go share this with somebody. Don't keep all this goodness to yourself. Because I'm telling you, like even in today's episode, gems are about to be dropped. Don't hoard the gems. Share. The more gems you share, the more gems you'll get. It's the law of the universe. Okay? All right. Now let's start the show. Welcome to the Trill and BA Show. I'm your host, Felicia Ann Rose Anuha, aka the Trillest MBA you will ever know. And I'm here to help you survive and thrive in corporate America by giving you the truth and being as real as only I can be. Happy Sunday, everybody. Welcome back to the show. All right, listen. So I had to make this a quick one. I'm sure you won't be mad, but I had something deep in my spirit, in my heart, and we got to talk about it because I am like you and you are like me. And just sometimes we get in a situation and we I hate that bitch. We hate our managers. And we say these things. We say these things out loud. And sometimes we say these things out loud to people we know. So today, I'm trying to solve a mystery, guys. I hate my manager and the feeling is mutual, or at least it feels that way. But why? Why are we here? How did this happen? So we're going to put our detective hats on today because we're about to do some digging. We're going to figure out, I hate my manager. Now what? So listen, guys, I'm going to give you these steps. We're going to break down in 3 segments we have today, 6 steps to help you get to a better relationship with that bitch. I mean, with your manager. And step 1, stop calling that person out their name. I mean, I know I said, yeah, I know. It's hard. It is. But you need to humanize this person in your life. And the first step is to not call them out their name. No matter how much they deserve it, don't call them out their name. So now, listen. This first part of this episode, we're going to talk about investigating the problem. We're going to get to understanding what the issue is. And anytime you have a problem, a conflict, a disagreement, a misunderstanding, anytime anything is just off kilter, you have to start with yourself.
Wait, me?
Yes, you, my friend. You gotta do some self-reflection. That's tip number 1. So now let's be real. Before we start pointing fingers, we really do have to check ourselves. Are we strutting our stuff at work? Are we hitting those targets? Are we spreading sunshine? Or are we bringing in Monday blues on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday? And it's be Friday. And you still be with a stank attitude. Now listen, I know. You better say, no, Felicia, not me, not I. I come in and I try to be happy. I try to be nice to that bitch.
Hey, but you said...
You right. Don't call her out her name or him out his name. I try to be nice to Mike and Karen. But see, that's where if you say that, if you come with that energy, you got to sit with yourself. You got to do a little meditation. some breathing exercises. You got to get honest. You got to get honest. And I know it's tough to look in the mirror and look at yourself, but nobody said self-reflection was going to be easy, okay? But you got to do it. You got to sit and you got to say, are there things that I could have done differently? Is there a point where things shifted? Like, was it good? Did it start off bad? Because, baby, understand, the worst manager I ever had, and I know I just said don't call these people out their name, but this woman was a bitch. She was just a pure D grade A bitch. Bitch. Just a bitch. I have PTSD. I'm in therapy because of this bitch. Well, she ain't the only one, but she is one of the people. But you got to understand, when they interviewed me, when it was a panel interview, this bitch didn't want me. She was the only one that didn't want to hire me. And then I started, and the first couple of months I had one manager, and she was great. And then the next thing I know, oh, Lord Jesus, I'm reporting to this bitch because she was a bitch. Again, don't be like me. Be better than me, guys. Be better, okay? Mm-hmm. Then I was reporting to her. So from day one, she never liked me. I never had a chance. And I didn't know the things that I know here. And I wish I did, because I think I could have made the situation better for me, even dealing with her. And that's my goal for this episode today, for you to figure out how to make this situation better for you. But it all starts with you. It starts with you, my friend. So you got to take a step back, look at the situation, do some analysis, think through it. Then the second thing you should do is you should seek some feedback.
Because gosh, don't my people love the feedback.
So listen, once we've done some internal, like what the situation is, is it me? What am I doing? Could I be doing differently? Then you turn to your friends for feedback. Think about it like this. It's like going to the dentist. It's a little uncomfortable, maybe a pinch painful, but it's so good for you in the end. And that's what feedback is. So ask for it from your colleagues, even from your manager, but you might want to reserve that for a second. But you're going to ask your manager for feedback. You're going to have a conversation. But first, get feedback from other people. Maybe there's an intern that you've been working with. Talk to the intern. They have fresh eyes. But understand, when you ask for feedback, you cannot get defensive, okay? Brace yourself, okay? Like, you might not like what you hear back, but you have to have an open mind, an open heart, and an open spirit to say, okay, let me take this objectively and think through if there's any truth in it. Can I see it? Am I missing something? And then talk to your friends, your close friends. Because your real friends, they'll tell you about yourself. They keep you grounded. Make sure you don't get too big for your britches over there and your corporate badassness, okay? So the biggest thing I want you to take away is that self-awareness is your biggest friend. And sometimes self-awareness is aided with feedback to make sure that how you're seeing and perceiving is similar to how the people around you are seeing and perceiving. Because that gives you a good pulse check on how you need to think through and then move forward, how you may need to adjust or not adjust. I mean, it really does come down to all the thoughtfulness that you're putting into your current situation, okay? So no matter how painful it is to be honest and get that honest feedback about how you may be showing up, it is necessary in order for you to create a better, more safe, more productive environment for yourself at work. Now, we're going to take a quick break. But when we get back, Now we're going to talk about that bitch.
Oh, you owe me $5.
I mean, that manager. Be better than me, guys. Be better when we get back. Hey there, travel enthusiasts. Are you tired of struggling to find hair and skincare products that cater to your unique needs while on the go? Look no further than blacktravelbox.com. Black Travel Box is your one-stop shop for travel-sized natural hair and skincare products, specifically curated for Black travelers. No more settling for generic products that don't work for your hair type or skin tone. Whether you're jet setting to a tropical island or embarking on a cross-country road trip, Black Travel Box has you covered with their convenient and TSA-approved travel kits. Plus, by supporting Black Travel Box, you're not just getting high-quality products, but you're also supporting a Black-owned business that is dedicated to promoting inclusivity in the travel industry. So, travel in confidence, style, and grace with Black Travel Box. Visit blacktravelbox.com now and get ready to slay your next trip. Don't let your beauty routine suffer while you explore the world. And hey guys, let me tell you, Black Travel Box products are amazing, especially that body butter. Listen, I got a promo code for you. Use the code JETSET. That's JETSET, all caps, JETSET. And you can get a discount from Black Travel Box because of who? The Trillis MBA. Happy travels, beautiful people. Now, let's get back to the show. That's right, y'all. And we are back. Okay, listen. Now that you have done your inner work, you have thought through all the things. Now it's time for you to work on understanding your manager. I know. We're going to take a pause there. It's going to be like, because again, I asked the question, how does this person even have people that like them, right? Like, but at the end of the day, guess what, guys? Your manager is just a human being trying to make it like everybody else. Like, I remember there was this one time I had this direct report. Oh my God, I will tell you, she hated me. Oh, she hated me so bad. And I didn't hate her. Like, she just had it out from, like, she had created a story in her head and she just, everything aligned to that. Like, she had this perception. And quite frankly, I was just like, well, I don't know what to tell you because I'm not going to give you what you want because I'm the manager. So I want you to think through, because you get stuck in your own perspective. But I want you to think about walking a mile in the shoes of your manager. Okay, I know. Hold on to your office chairs. Okay. I know this is a dizzying thing that got you spinning. The idea, like, well, is she going to think, well, what about me? Listen, they're the manager. Come on now. Think about it. And the sad thing is, they're in a pressure cooker too. They're dealing with their own projects and expectations from their manager. And you don't even know, maybe their manager is a bitch too. You just want to get a bit of perspective. You're trying to understand. You're seeking knowledge. You're trying to get to the root of all of this. And that requires you to do some fact-finding, gaining. So first, you're going to look at yourself. Now, you're going to look at your manager. And you're going to be like, okay, this person's human. How can I give them grace? Right? And so if you take an objective look at your manager, you might find like, okay, they're not really doing anything so bad or wrong. Why is it that this person rubs me the wrong way? So then, next tip, you got to look at it. Maybe y'all just have a personality clash. So let's talk about it. Personalities. Because Lord knows we've all got plenty of personality, okay? So sometimes we just rub people the wrong way. And baby, listen, there's some people out here in the world, they hate my guts. You hear me? Hey, they're like, that bitch, Felicia Ann Rose, I knew I can't stand that bitch. And a lot of times the feeling is mutual, right? But these people are my manager. So, like, kick rocks. You don't pay my bills? Then it's fine. Like, you don't have to like everybody. You don't necessarily have to like your manager. Now, I will say your manager needs to feel like, some positive feelings towards you that motivate them to help you manage through the organization and get this promotion that you're working for. So you got to work with this person, okay? So what do you need to do? You need to understand your manager's personality, and then you need to understand how it clashes with yours. Like, maybe your manager is more extroverted than you are, and you're an extrovert. And I'm here to tell you that shit will grate on your nerves. As an extrovert myself, I do not enjoy for a long time being around people who are more extroverted than I am. It annoys the hell out of me. And it wasn't until I was reading about this and reading about personality, as I'm always doing to sharpen, my tool belt and helping people build relationships, I realized in my reading that that's why certain people would get on my nerves. Like, how you like somebody? Like, they your friend. Like, you're like, I like this person. Like, I really like them. Why are they getting on my nerves right now? I do not understand this feeling that I am having. And I just want them to shut the fuck up. Why won't they shut the fuck up? Why are they still talking? Oh my God. You ever feel that way and you're around somebody that you genuinely like? Guess what? They're just more extroverted than you. I was so shocked. I was like, oh my God. And then when it made so much sense, I was like, oh, so I just have to manage my energy when I'm around them because they're trying to suck the energy from me. See, as an extrovert, I suck the energy away from all of my little introverted friends. We have a good old time because I am the most extroverted person in the space. And then when somebody comes in that's more extroverted than me, I am like, oh my God, they are sucking out my energy oxygen and I don't like it. I don't like it at all. And once I realized that, I was like, oh, got it. That's a me thing. They're not doing anything wrong. There's nothing wrong with them. But then I started noticing it at work, in meetings, when there were people who were sucking the energy out the meeting. And I was like, this person gets on my nerves. And sometimes that could be your manager. And that is a real clash. And so you have to do the work to figure out how you help, yourself think through your manager's personality. Now, understandable if your manager is just an asshole. But sometimes if your manager is an asshole to everybody, that's not as bad as your manager just being an asshole to you for no reason or for the obvious reason. Yes, because you're Black or a woman or whatever box you check, right? And that happens sometimes. But sometimes your manager's just an asshole. Like, I've had many asshole managers who were just assholes. They were asshole to me. They're asshole to my cross-functionals. They were asshole to their manager. Like, they were just an asshole. And I never quite ever understand how the assholes be making it. Like, I'm like, whose dick are you sucking? Because how are you still here? So many people hate you. Can't stand you. How does that work? I still don't know. I'm trying to figure that out. But when I do, I'll come back here and I'll tell you all about it. But at the end of the day, guys, empathy here. It takes empathy to sit and try to see your manager in a humane light. It takes empathy to try to understand their personality and see why you clash. It takes empathy to do this brain work. But I'm telling you, although it's hard, a little empathy sprinkled with just a sprinkle of vulnerability, which means you got to let your guard down just a little bit, will help you and take you way further than If you're just like, okay, they just an asshole then. Like, if you like, why are they an asshole? Like, who hurt them? Like, again, you're dealing with human beings. Okay. You can catch more flies with honey than with vinegar. And that's what grandma and them said. And you know I'm telling the truth. So you got to put your ego aside and think through these things and really look at your manager as the human being that they are. I know. But listen, we're going to take a quick break. I'm going to pay a bill or two real quick. And when we get back, we're going to talk about the most important thing you need to think through as you're trying to turn this relationship with your manager around when we get back from the break. Hey guys, Felicia here. Listen. If you have not joined our Patreon, I'm telling you, you're going to be mad at yourself in the summer. Because in the summer, we start releasing all this new content and the price goes up on the Patreon and you're not already locked in to the lower prices we got right now, nigga, you just missed out. And now the price went up. So if you haven't joined our Patreon before we start releasing all this extra content that we're creating in June, oh, your feelings gonna be hurt. You gonna miss it. So get into the Patreon. Now, go to patreon.com/TrillNBA show. I'm telling you, the link is in the show notes. Join now. If you just want to help the show, join now. If you want to be there when this content comes, join now. I'm telling y'all, we have been working on our Patreon strategy. I know you'd be like, bitch, you've been saying that. I'm telling you though, I mean what I say. And if you know me, if I say I'm gonna do something, I do it. Eventually, do it. But for real though, I just hired a new assistant. Listen, July, gonna be off the chain, guys. So get in there, join Patreon, and let us know what things you want us to talk about. And let us know, some of the stuff that you worried about. Send us information. Email ask@trillingbk.com. And I appreciate all the new members of the Patreon. I got y'all. I hope y'all enjoy Michael's worksheet. I'm telling you, game changer. You having issues with your manager? You need to get that worksheet. Game changer. All right, let's get back to the show. All right, guys, let's get out of here because guess who has to get ready to go to the gym? She does. Yeah, I hate the gym. Anyway, listen, guys. So the last thing you need to do in trying to turn the situation around when you hate your manager and you think your manager hates you. First segment, let's look at us. Let's do that inner self-reflection. Second segment, let's try to seek for understanding of this manager that we have, right? We're going to be better. We're going to be better. We're going to call him or her out of her name, at least not publicly. Okay. You've done that. You've done that work. Now we seek for solutions. So the first tip in seeking for solutions is you really have to advocate for open and respectful communication. So let's say your manager is disrespectful as fuck because sometimes this happens. Okay. You really have to schedule time on the calendar. And the tip that I give my coaching clients, I say, ask for permission to be frank and honest. So schedule time with your manager. And if your manager's not a complete asshole, they actually hold that meeting and meet with you. And they don't move it and they don't play all them little games. I'm so busy. Mm-hmm. Anyway, so they meet with you. Great. Now you say to them, Bob, I really appreciate you taking the time to meet with me. I really have the intention for this meeting to build a better relationship with you. And my goal is to be as productive as possible. And I think we have some opportunity to build a stronger relationship. And I'm hoping that I can come to you today and have an open and honest dialogue with you professionally. And it's not personal. I'm just seeking for some resolution. Now, you say that, and one of two things are going to happen. One, Bob knows he's an asshole. He knows this whole relationship is trash. He knows he can't stand you. And he's going to be like, okay, well, what do you want to talk about? Right? Like he's going to put it on you. Or Bob is going to be blindsided, wondering, what the fuck are you talking about? Because he has no clue that you hate him and you think he hates you. So he's going to be like, wait, what's going on? What's wrong? Like, I just don't understand. Because again, just because you've done your self-awareness work doesn't mean that Bob did his. So here's where you have to come with some concrete examples from your perspective. And you say to Bob, well, Bob, we had this conversation the other day and I felt some tension. You said this, I said this, you said that, I then said this. And I left there, not feeling the best. And I don't know, did you feel good about that? Right? And then you have this dialogue, you have this communication. You come with the utmost maturity. You don't get in your feelings. You don't get mad. If Bob get mad, let Bob get mad. Because guess what? The moment Bob show his ass, you won. You won. You know why? Because now you understand, I got power over Bob. I have the power to piss Bob off. I have the power to manipulate Bob's emotions. Boom. Use that. Learn how to use that. The person who gets upset, visibly upset, outwardly upset, loses every time because you don't have the emotional intelligence. If you are, well, and you're all defensive and you're all upset and you're frustrated and you're mad, that's how you lose this game. So if Bob gets upset, you want to say, well, Bob, thank you for sharing how you feel. You want to piss a man off? Bob, thank you so much for sharing how you feel. That definitely gives me some new insight. I definitely feel the emotion coming in. I'm just wondering, I'm a little stumped. Like, do you have any suggestions on how we move forward? Because I definitely, as my manager, I don't want you feeling like that, especially towards me. I'm here to make your job easier, Bob. I just want to understand what the go forward is. Can this be repaired or will you stay anchored in this frustration towards me? Do y'all see? You got to understand human behaviors, we're contrarians by nature. So now you have said, will you stay anchored? His first reaction is no. No, I won't stay anchored, right? Because you're suggesting that he will. And he has to be contrarian to that, especially because he hates you. And so now he's just agreed not to stay anchored in his frustration with you, which now means he's going to have to demonstrate that he's not frustrated with you, which means he's going to have to change his behavior. Do you see how that works?
Blood hell.
This is why you have to stay even keel. You're dealing with a bunch of adults that are just kids with all their ish and all their trauma and all their shit. So when you're working to build that dialogue, this is the thought process that you need to work through before you have the conversation. This is how you prepare for that communication. And this is how you prepare your talking points. And you be prepared for the number of reactions that will come. There are a limited number of reactions. If your boss is astute at playing the game, then you're going to get the stoic, no, there's no problem. Oh, okay. Well, did you not feel tension in this interaction? No, I didn't feel it. Did you? Oh, well, maybe my perception was off. Yeah, your perception is off. Okay. So I'm glad to know, you really like me and down for me. Yeah, I don't know I think you're just making this up in your head. Great. Now, let's talk through my professional development then. I could really use your help. I've been thinking of signing up for this course or, I'm really looking to be here long term. And so I'm looking at this next role, I really would appreciate all of your guidance because you are so, and then whatever amazing bullshit you want to feed Bob about how amazing he is, you put that right there. So, you've been here and you have all these great relationships and, I really admire the way that you work. So I'm so relieved that you like me. Oh, yeah. Yeah. See what I did there? Back these motherfuckers into a corner with open communication. It's that easy, guys. But in order to do this, you cannot be emotional about this shit. And that's going to be your hardest thing. That's going to be the hardest part because this is the thing that pays you. This is the thing that helps you live your life. This is the thing that makes sure that your rent and your mortgage is paid. This is the thing that keeps the lights on for you. So it feels very, very personal. Take all that away. Trust that no matter what happens at this funky little company you at, that you are going to be able to provide for yourself, that you will figure out a way. Trust in your problem solving, not in the job. And so when you go and you advocate for this open and respectful communication, come with your A game. Okay? Now, the last tip, and I can't stress this enough, is that you are going to have to adapt. It is very important for you to be working on those little improvements, that continuous adaptability, because you got to stay focused. It's a long-term play. You want to grow in your role. You want to be, a senior leader. You want to make more money. All of these things will take you to be consistent in your growth, in your development, and you're the driver of that. So you have to be ready to evolve. And you have to show that you're serious. You have to show the organization, not just your manager. You have to show the organization that you're serious about that. So the most important thing I want you to take away from this episode today is that even if you don't like your boss and you hate your boss, you got to play to win. The manager direct report dynamic, and you're the direct report, if you don't play this game of chess, you will lose. And you will lose every time until you learn how to play this game in the workplace. And you've got to play to win. And understand, it is a game. It's not a zero-sum game, but it's a game nonetheless. And when you play the game right, baby, your life is easier in the workplace. You have less stress. You feel good in your own skin. You feel like you know what you're doing. And if you come to listen to this show, literally, if the only thing you get is to understand you're not alone and you got this and you are learning how and what to do to play this game better, then you win. You win, I win. I did my work, Lord. Amen. Okay? So now listen, I gotta go meet my trainer and I can't be late. So if you need some advice or help about a specific situation, go to trilliumba.com/coaching to schedule a 45-minute consultation with me to strategize and walk through your specific work situation. So yes, you're dealing with, I hate my boss. Schedule time with me. I'll help you come up with the right language and things to say based on your boss's personality. In addition, you can always email me at ask@trilliumba.com. I'm happy to either answer your question or connect you to the right person if I don't have the answer. Again, that's trilliumba.com/coaching to schedule a 45-minute consult with me, or ask@trilliumba.com to submit your question or concern. Until next week, guys, happy June. I'm feeling like freedom. Juneteenth is coming up. Feels good. I won't be at work on the 19th. I hope y'all won't either. So start planning for that. And as always, guys, keep it true. The Trill NBA Show is a Fair World Corp. LLC production. Executive produced by Felicia and Rose Inuha. Sound design and editing by Chris Mann with Podshaper. Theme music is Kick Push by Ryan Little. Keep it trill every day, y'all.